Night settled over the city softly. Like a warm blanket, street lamps began to glow outside, and the sky, sensing children's questions, stretched a velvet darkness above the houses, sprinkled with tiny stars. In a small room with drawings on the windowsill and a plush bear by the pillow, a boy named Luca lay staring at the ceiling. He couldn't fall asleep. One thought, gentle but persistent, kept touching his heart again and again. Why is Mother kind? He never dared to ask her directly. Mother was always busy. Work, cooking, worries. And yet she somehow always found time to kiss his forehead before bed, tuck in his blanket, and whisper softly, "Sweet dreams, my little one." But Luca couldn't understand one thing. Why did she do so much, and why? Always with kindness. He turned onto his side, preparing to close his eyes again, when suddenly the room shimmered, as if someone had sprinkled fireflies into the air. Luca blinked, then sat up. In front of him stood a tiny creature, no taller than his hand. Her dress glowed softly, as if woven from moonlight. Her wings sparkled like small candles, trembling in a warm wind. "Who are you?" Luca whispered. "The Fairy of Heartlights," she replied with a smile. "And I came because you asked a very important question. Why is Mother kind?" Luca guessed. The fairy nodded. "Come, I'll show you." She touched his palm, and the world shifted. The room vanished. In its place appeared a vast hall, like a garden. But not an ordinary one. Everything here glowed. Every path, every leaf, every tree, golden lights gently floated upward like tiny birds of light. "This is the Garden of Kind Deeds," the fairy said, spreading her arms. "Here live all the loving moments of every mother on earth, including yours." Luca swallowed. His heartbeat quickened. A path stretched before him, glowing with warm amber. On it lay little sparks? No, memories. The fairy touched the first one. Luca saw his mother, younger, with tired eyes but a glowing smile. She was rocking him in a cradle, humming softly. A storm raged outside, and he had cried from fear. Mother stroked his hair until he calmed. The spark glowed and disappeared. "A mother's gentle acts are pieces of her light," the fairy whispered. They walked farther. Another spark light up, and Lucas saw his mother running toward him on the playground. He had fallen, scraped his knee. He cried, but Mother did not scold him, did not shout. She simply hugged him tightly until the pain faded. "Every time a mother hugs," the fairy said softly, "she gives away piece of her heart." They moved on. Another spark. Mother, reading him a story on a rainy evening, her eyes heavy with exhaustion, yet she kept reading, just to make him smile. "Mother is always like this," Luca whispered. "But why?" The fairy looked at him, and her eyes filled with warm light. "Because a mother is someone whose heart learned to love more than it understands. A mother's kindness is her strength. It is what she gives even when she is tired, even when life is loud." She waved her hand, and the entire garden brightened. "Mother is kind because you are her light, her joy, her reason to wake up in the morning. Her heart became what it is the moment yours appeared." Luca felt his eyes sting. "But can I be kind too?" The fairy smiled warm, tender, glowing. "You already are. Because you ask this question, and kindness always passes on, from one heart to another." She touched his chest, and a tiny spark lit up inside him. Soft, golden, just like the ones in the garden. "This is your own kindness," she whispered. "Keep it safe. Giving it away is never scary. A mother gives, and her light only grows." The world shifted again. The garden melted away. His room returned. Luca found himself under his blanket. Quiet. Peaceful. But now, a little spark glowed inside his heart. He got up, tiptoed into the hallway, and peeked into his mother's room. She was sleeping, tired, but so wonderfully familiar. Luca gently pulled the blanket up to her shoulders, placed a small drawing, a red heart beside her, and whispered, "Mother is kind because she loves, and I love her." And the spark inside him shone brighter.